I have to say, this is the hardest I've ever worked on a particular program, and I personally think that this is the best program I've ever made. I'm really proud of this, and I think a lot of people will benefit from it. What's up, guys? Today is day one of my squat program. So what I'm going to be doing is every single session I'm using a competition style low bar. I'm using actually the narrow stance I used with that 500 squat in the last video. And also the program completely is in the description, the link to the complete program. So if you guys want to try it out, that's where it is. And what I'm going to be doing today is the 3x3. So it's gonna be pretty easy, but then on pin squats, I'm gonna actually try to go as hard as possible nearly, because I'm actually gonna be decreasing the level of difficulty on the main accessories. So it'll be rising in difficulty in the competition lift and then the inverse for the accessories. So it's gonna be a little bit different than the bench program, and we are in the Iron Den gym. Turn around and show that. Here in Texas. Alright guys, so as I mentioned, the entire Candito 9-week squat program is in the description, and it is 100% free like all of my programs, with an option to donate if you do find it useful. So I highly encourage that if you do have the money, if you used it and you find that you get some sort of success out of it, or even you just learn something that possibly you can integrate into your own training from it, that then donate what you think it's worth. But otherwise, there's really no pressure. I'm actually going to have every single week on video, and I'm going to release them in a video that summarizes that entire week in one video. So it'll be all organized pretty well. That's what you'll see here on the pin squat. I go for one top set of 8 reps, and then afterwards it's 3 sets of 20 on an isolation accessory. It doesn't have to be an isolation accessory. It could be something like a constant tension wide stance squat with a lighter weight, so 135, 185, taking absolutely no rest at the top, because I know a lot of people don't necessarily have the equipment for things like hamstring curls, leg extensions, or a variety of other isolation lower body lifts, and that's fine. But the point is, doing those accessories, doing them especially 5 times a week, will add up tremendously, because it will put, of course, muscle mass on your legs, and it will add up as you're practicing the competition lift. So the typical weakness of doing so much volume on accessories is that you're not getting enough skill practice in. Well, since your frequency is so high here, you can do both. Since you're not repeating the same exact stimulus over and over again, it also enables you to keep that workload up higher than if all you did was just squats or variations of squats. Now, you will feel extremely sore during this phase. That is normal, and it will push the edge of what you can recover from while staying healthy, but it's also your job to modify the accessory work around that. So for example, if your hamstrings are just feeling absurdly sore, it feels like there's going to be some issues with when even squatting or doing any hamstring curls or anything like that, or any stiff leg deadlifts, good mornings, well then that's your job then to do something like leg extensions, then perhaps constant tension front squats, or to even do other variations of a leg press, maybe single leg press. That's the whole point of this, is to push the limit of recovery, but also look at how your body is responding. I have to say, this is the hardest I've ever worked on a particular program, and I personally think that this is the best program I've ever made. I'm really proud of this, and I think a lot of people will benefit from it, especially if you hit a wall and you just need something different in terms of really pushing the edge a bit more than your typical 2 times a week regular intermediate program. All right guys, so that was day 1 of the squat program, and my goal here is to run through these weeks. Hopefully I will be able to hit anywhere near 550 pounds. So that means that if I could get my squat up to around 550, and then my bench stays at around 330, maybe even a little bit more at 165, then the deadlift, if it's 700 plus, I should be good to be around to breaking that 1570 165 pound drug tested world record for the total. So that would obviously be huge for me, and that's probably going to be another goal of mine added onto that. So that's why you see I'm really focusing on squat, and this is probably going to be one of the hardest training cycles I'll ever have.
You gotta get into the groove. When I met her with the backpack, so tan and I'm never gonna get that. Oh man, and I'm never gonna call you like them. Why the fuck was I on you? Goddamn, but I wanna talk.